Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel. Here is a valance that I made for my window, and it's got a little bit of a ruffle at the top, and that's because it's a gathered valance. So you make your valance longer, and when you put it on the rod, it gathers up and looks like you have a little ruffle. Now, most valances on the average, when you buy them in a store, are about 15 inches long. To measure your window, you do need to get a long measuring tape, preferably the metal type. If you don't have one and all you have is those little cloth ones, then just have someone help you measure. So I'm going to go over where I recommend you place your rod to hold it up above the window. So when you put it up there, you want to go up 3 inches above the frame of your window. And the brackets that hold the rod on go out 3 inches on each side of the window. Then to measure the size of your window, you want to measure from the 3 inches here all the way across to the 3 inches out past the window on the other side. Here is an example of a window to help you determine how much fabric to buy. So my window is 62 inches wide, and that includes the 3 inches out on each side of the window. So that 6 inches is added in. Now there's going to be a seam at each end of the valance, so I'm going to add another 2 inches, 1 inch for each seam. That comes up to 64 inches. Now if you want a lot of gathering on your valance, you would multiply this number times 2. If you want just a little bit of gathering, multiply it times 1.5. So you're going to need a little calculator if you can't do it in your head. So I did it 2 times this number. It came out to 128 inches is how long my fabric piece needs to be to go all the way across. Now, so that you know how wide to cut that fabric piece, remember I said that when you buy a finished valance, it's about 15 inches long. Well, in order to make the casing and the ruffled top, add an additional 5 inches, and then add 2 more inches for a small hem. So the strips of fabric that I'm going to cut are 22 inches wide. So I need to figure out how much fabric to buy to get it to 128 inches. So I'm going to use 42-inch wide quilting fabric. I'm going to divide the 42-inch width number here into 128. So that's 3 pieces. I round it up. It's a little less than 3, but round it up to the next number. It'll be much easier for you. So I'm going to need to cut 3 strips that are 22 inches wide by 42 inches long. So I'm going to multiply 3 times that. That's 66 inches length of fabric that you're going to need to get. So this is my 66-inch length of fabric. It's folded with the selvage edges together. So I'm going to cut this edge straight. I'm going to go over 22 inches and cut. Go over again 22 inches and cut, and one more time go over and cut. Then take those 3 strips that you've cut, maybe some of you will have more, some of you may be less. Cut the selvage edges off. Now you're going to take those sections that you've cut and stitch them together end to end. And you're going to stitch a 1/2 inch seam, or you can do a French seam. Now if you don't know how to do a French seam and you'd like to learn, there will be a link listed below your YouTube screen. Or you can use your sewing machine overcast stitches. Here are an example of some of mine. So look in your user's manual to see which one of your stitches are used for overcast purposes. In other words, it binds your edges. The method I chose was to use my serger. It cuts and binds everything all at once. At each end, you're going to fold the raw edges over 2 times, 1/4 inch. So fold it over and then press it with your iron. So you fold it over once. Then again, fold it again and press with your iron. Then stitch close to this folded edge all along here. Then go to the opposite end and repeat this step. Fold the edges over twice and press, and then stitch it down. Now we're going to stitch the ruffle top and casing area. So up here at the raw edge, you're going to repeat the step of folding it over 1/4 inch and press, and repeat that again. Fold it over 2 times and press. Don't stitch it down just yet. Now you're going to fold it over anywhere from 4 inches to 4.5 inches. The reason why I have that extra 1/2 inch is just in case your rod is really thick, you'll have that little extra room. One of the best things you can do is take a piece of fabric, fold it over your rod, just to see how much space you need for that casing. So now I've folded this edge over, fold it over again, and press all the way across. Then pin this edge down and stitch close to the edge all along here. You're stitching right along this edge. So this is what it looks like when you're done. Take a ruler and put your 2-inch line on the folded edge up here. And take a piece of tailor's chalk and go all the way from one end to the other, drawing a chalk line that you're going to use to stitch on. After you've drawn your chalk line, place pins along that area to hold the fabric in place so that it does not shift. And they're going to stitch right over that chalk line. Now to do the hem at the bottom edge, fold the raw edges over 1/2 inch this time and press. And then fold it 1.5 inches and press. Place pins all along this edge and then stitch close to this edge all the way across. So this is what your valance would look like on the back side. So here is the casing ruffle top right here. Then you go down and you see the hem area. So that's the back of it. And then on the front, this is what it looks like. Now you can see my stitches. I purposely did it that way so you could see where I was stitching, but I recommend that you use matching thread to your fabric. Now here's the valance again. This is what it looks like when it is all done. Again, you can make this any size. If you want to change the length, that's not a problem either. Just make sure you take your time doing the math. Maybe do your math calculations 2-3 times just to make sure you come out with the same number every single time. If you're interested in other curtain valances that I have, those links will be listed below your YouTube screen in the description section. So scroll down till you see the word more. Click on it and that section will expand open and you'll see the links. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and make sure you check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl, this is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.